I am here with my friend Subima.
Yeah.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, it's good.
How's it going?
Yeah, recently it's a little bit busy. I'm busy with study or some other stuff, but generally it's fine.
We were in same class with Jeff, marketing theory.
Yeah.
How is Melbourne treating you till now in 1.5 years? And a lot of students are asking our university, student life in university, what food you love here?
I watched a lot of Indian movies, so I was curious about pani puri.
Oh, pani puri, yeah.
Last year I tried that. Yeah.
We'll talk about tackling with racism here. We literally were the victims of the scam. These are the scams which are going on in Melbourne, so you should be aware.
If some people, if they look like racist, actually I think they're crazy, you know. So
I am gonna ask you few things about China.
something bad, I mean about racist or something, you know. Actually in China the competition is very, very fierce.
Oh, he's rich enough, yeah.
It's like it's a Chinese social media platform.
Do you think working part-time is necessary here with your studies? Biggest mistake that newcomers, new students do here when you are coming up next for hitting gym?
This night,
This night.
tonight, yeah.
Yeah, maybe yes. You are way more luckier than us, right?
Yeah.
I entered university, it was like mix of excitement and nervousness. So welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm here with my friend Subima,
Hello.
who's from China, and we both are living in Melbourne. And today's video is gonna be helpful for students who are planning to come here in Melbourne for their studies and who are currently living in Melbourne. So we both are living in Melbourne from past 1.5 years, and we'll be sharing our experience. And this video is gonna be specially about how you can apply for universities here, how you can look out for part-time jobs in Melbourne, and about the universities, how they are promoting their cultural activities, and also about the Melbourne as a city for students. Can you just introduce yourself and just brief out from where you have come and for what purpose you have come in Melbourne?
Okay, so my name is Subima. I'm originally from China, and I come to Melbourne to do my master's degree, and I got my bachelor's degree in China. Now I'm doing my master's degree in business, and I specialize in financial risk management and in international business. Yeah.
Okay. And a little bit about myself. Myself, Somanshu. You must have been on my channel from past 1.5 months. I am posting about Melbourne, and a lot of students are asking, just make a video on how we can apply for universities and how Melbourne is treating students. Our first topic would be Melbourne as a city for students. So I'll ask some questions, Subima, regarding Melbourne. First question would be about the Melbourne city. Why you have chose Melbourne as a city for studying?
Okay, actually, like a few years ago, I wanted to go to the UK actually, but then I changed my plan because I want to study business, and if I come to Australia, I can study at very top university here. I can come here to study business, so that's why I come to Monash. Another thing is between Sydney and Melbourne, I think actually I've been to Sydney. I personally prefer Sydney because it's a bigger city, but a very big problem is you need to spend a lot of money, you know.
Yeah,
So it depends.
it's expensive, yeah.
Yeah, and after graduation, we need to get a job, or you need to make money by ourselves. So I don't want to spend, you know, I'm already like 24 now, so I don't want to spend a lot more time or more money on my education. Oh, of course, it's worthy, but I don't want to spend some meaningless money. So, that's true.
Same with me. Like I came here in Melbourne for my studies, like in masters. So the major reason is for global exposure and the diversity in university. I chose Monash because of its ranking here in like Australia. It's good. It's around 33, and the global exposure I have experienced here in 1.5 years is good. Like there are a lot of students from like most of the countries, and I have connected with them. So it's been a good roller coaster ride here in Melbourne. My next question is, how is Melbourne treating you till now in 1.5 years?
I think Melbourne is generally good. I think like people are nice, most people are nice, and as I said, it's a very multicultural environment. So actually, you can experience cultures from different countries, and I think another thing is you don't need to worry about like something bad. I mean about racism or something. You know, actually, the first time I came here because you know I'm from China, and sometimes I worry about like because I come to a new environment whether there are people will welcome me or something. But actually, I think most people are nice, and especially no matter where you're from, you can find your own community in Melbourne is multicultural.
Yeah, nice. So the same question like Indian students have asked me, how you are tackling with the racism here. So I have answered them like there's till now I have not faced any racism, touch wood, and the people are nice here, and they just like if you treat them well, they will treat you well.
That's true.
This is what I thought before coming here. It's not that true. Like it's on social media. It's outrage, you know.
My personal experience is, I think it's not that severe. Especially, I think even some people are racist, so they wouldn't behave like they are racist. So my personal experience is, actually, if some people, if they look like racist, actually, I think they're crazy, you know. So actually, I've met some people sometimes. I mean, I've never faced it by myself, but sometimes, about once or twice, I hung with my friend because they're from maybe some of other countries. And we met some people, just said something bad to them, but you know, they look like just homeless or crazy people. Just leave them alone. Just keep away from them.
Yeah, that's true. I think we have to scan before talking to people. That's right, and most of the times they will treat you well. My next question would be about Melbourne city only. What food you love here, and what's your daily lifestyle in Melbourne?
Okay, it's interesting. I think actually I'm in Melbourne. I'm personally into maybe Korean food and maybe some Turkish food because I think I eat kebab very often. I think it is because
Kebabs,
kebab is generally okay. It's I mean eating kebab is very convenient. You know, sometimes if I don't have time to cook for myself, I just go to a kebab to buy a snack pack, something like that. And when it comes to Korean food, because I got a lot of Korean friends, so sometimes we go to the Korean town and have some Korean food there, like a Korean barbecue or like a kimchi pancake, something like that. Very good. Yeah.
That's good. I've seen a lot of your stories, like you hang out and you go for hot pots especially,
Yeah.
So I am pretty much into Indian food, and I love Indian curries especially. Have you tried Indian curries?
Yeah, sure, because I go somewhere with Indian friends as well, and last year, you know, I watched a lot of Indian movies, so I was curious about pani puri.
Pani puri,
last year I tried that. I think it's good.
Yeah, that's our go-to street food. Yeah, whenever we are out, we go for pani puris, bhel puris. Yeah. And have you tried any curries, especially like paneer and all?
Yeah, I mean in the past, because sometimes when I travel to other cities, you know, I'm not very into some other cuisine, but I tried Indian food many times, especially when I went to Malaysia, went to Singapore, and sometimes, of course, in Australia, in the Gold Coast, somewhere, I tried Indian food many times. I think curry is good.
It's good. Yeah. So we mostly love like Indian food, and I'm much into the Mexican food here, which are GYGs. Have you tried GYG?
No, but I think I tried tacos one time.
Tacos, yeah. GYG is good here. Also, there are a lot of options for like milk teas, like top tea, and you can like I've seen a long queue for Molly tea also these days. Molly tea,
bubble tea,
bubble teas and all. Yeah. So Melbourne is good. You will get a lot of options to eat here. They have like a lot of options in veg also. Even they have options in vegan also. So nothing to worry about food if you are coming here. So Subima, this was much about like Melbourne city. Now we'll talk about our university, student life in university, and how people can apply in universities. Yeah, so I will just ask you, we'll start with a question regarding the Monash University. How is it and how it's treating you?
I think Monash is generally fun because it's a very top university in the world, and it gave me a lot of like support, I would say, because if you have any issues, you can ask Monash Connect for help. And my personal experience is, you know, I just finished my study tour in Europe, and because I joined a study tour of Monash and I traveled to Europe, I studied in Germany for about 2 weeks, and then I traveled around to other countries. So I think Monash provide a very good like
good
support
support and exposure.
Yeah, so if I wanna go to other countries, especially some for people from like India and China, it's not easy for us to apply for visas or something like that. So it's it gives us many just good opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah. So me and Subima are doing Masters of Business. Are you loving Masters of Business in Monash?
Yeah, I think it, yeah, almost, but I actually, I'm not very into business, but I
Yeah.
think our units, our curriculums are good, yeah, good.
It's more of like practical knowledge rather than theory. And our assignments, what do you want to say about assignments?
I think we have a lot of assignments, but it depends. Of course, if you study some units, you don't have a lot of assignments, but that means you need to take the final exams. So I mean, we have a lot of assignments, and they are very different from assignments when I was studying in China, because in China, actually, most students, when we were writing essays or something like that, we just wrote in. But at Monash University, you need to cite other essays. Very, like very good essays and valuable essays, and you need to explain some of your opinions, something like that, and we have higher requirements. Yeah.
Higher requirements. I'm just gonna ask about Monash University only. How are the facilities in Monash, and how you are taking use of that?
I think the facilities in Monash, I would say very good, because we paid a lot of money.
It should be. It should be.
Yeah, sure. And our chairs, our desks, and our classroom are very awesome. And when you attend class, or even so, sometimes when you wanna have a discussion with your group mates in the library, you got a lot of good facilities like computers, like some like media, and you can make use of them. And I think it's very good, and Monash provide very good facilities to students. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we have got like one of the largest libraries out of the universities here in Melbourne, and it has around like 5,000 books and journals which we can grab and read, right? So library is good. You can pretty much go and spend time there. Also, there are events every week as we visit. The event that we visited last semester, in which we had rides and all.
I think in August, right?
The same.
Yes.
O-Fest and O-Week, yeah.
Because every semester we got a lot of events, and but we are studying on Caulfield, which is a smaller campus. But if you are studying on Clayton, I think you got a lot of things to do. They got more events, so it's good. It gave us a lot of chances to make new friends or have some fun. Yeah.
So if you don't know, guys, like Monash University has around 4 campuses here in Melbourne City. So the main campus is Clayton campus, and we are studying at Caulfield campus, right?
Yeah.
So the Clayton campus is way more bigger. It has around 10 to 20 blocks. You must have watched my last video. It's on the campus only. And if you have got the opportunity to study in Clayton, you are way more luckier than us, right? So it's very big, and they literally have their own lake in the university, and you will get more options to eat there. You can spend time. It's good. You will have more events. So you can look out for Clayton University, Clayton campus also. It would be great. My next question is there workload for students, especially in our course, Masters of Business, and how you are tackling it, if yes?
I think it's generally good. You mean our assignments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because as I said, our assignments have higher requirements, and of course, finishing them is very difficult, I think, in some ways, but it depends.
Actually, yeah.
But as long as you finish.
But ChatGPT helps sometimes.
Yeah, of course, ChatGPT is very helpful. And,
Yeah.
But what I want to say is, if you finish them, maybe they're difficult, but as long as you finish them, you got learn a lot of things. So I think they're valuable. But when it comes to other aspect, I think for international students, maybe finish them is a little bit difficult, because for some students, English is not their first language.
Yeah.
So at first maybe they'll be struggling, but as long as they study at Monash and in Australia for maybe a few months, I think they're gonna get used to it. So everything will be fun.
Yeah. So there are assignments, and I know ChatGPT helps sometimes, but in first semester I was like, it was more of theory, and I think we were in the same class with Jeff, marketing theory.
Yeah.
So it was pretty interesting class, and that was I think the best class till now in both the semesters of Jeff, and the assignments were good. It was more of practical in class and theory as we have to do at home.
Yeah.
So it was more of a balance of both. Now I will ask a question, and you have to be honest about that. Like, the students are planning to come here in Melbourne. would you suggest Monash University as their university if they can apply here? Feedback on Monash University till now after studying 1 year here?
I think actually studying at Monash is not that easy because, as I said, we have a lot of difficult assignments, and sometimes we need to take exams, especially if for international students, if English is not your first language, it can be a little bit difficult. But as I said, everything will be fine as long as you study hard, and you can still pass it, or maybe get like a distinction or something. I said it's difficult, but actually it's not very difficult. As long as you study, you can pass it definitely. And as I mentioned before, Monash also give us a lot of support, and you should make use of them. And I think Monash is generally a very good university.
Yeah. Same here, same experience. It's good. You can apply here, and you're gonna enjoy all the semesters, your uni life, and you will have a lot of opportunities of working here as a part-time, and that's all. Take your time, have a break, bro. So our next question would be regarding the scholarships. So Subima, can you just tell me about the scholarships at Monash University? Have you got any scholarship when you are applying from China?
I think we got a lot of kinds of scholarship. I think as long as you're a good student, you can get it. Maybe you have opportunities to get it. And for me, actually, I got it, but maybe it's not. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not scholarship. It's just a study grant, So when I was applying for Monash University, I applied for it, and finally I got it. So I got like almost $10,000. Of course, I didn't directly get it. It's just that every year I didn't need to pay Monash that much. I can I can pay Monash maybe like my tuition is about like $56,000 every year.
56, yeah.
56 or 57, I forgot. But now I only need to pay Monash like a 46 or 47,000 every year. So if you are good students, if you study hard, just apply for it. Once you get it, you can save a lot of money. Just save your money.
It's good. So regarding this, I can share you an experience about when I was applying. So I applied from IDP, which is agency back there in India, which helps students in applying visa and all. So I connected with them and I applied my visa. I chose my university. I was asking them, will I get any scholarships regarding, and a lot of people have got after I came here, I asked them, have you guys got scholarships? They got, and they approximately got for around 10% in the tuition fee. But with me, I asked at IDP, and they literally told me, you are late and you won't get any scholarships because the scholarship budget has been declined by the university because you are late. They literally got the money, but they didn't give me any scholarship. So it was a bad experience there. I won't take the name here, and I was not that late. I was 3 months earlier before I had to go. I had to come here in February and I applied in October. I think that's the pretty much time before coming here, right? It's around 3.5 months. So that's what I experienced. So guys, if you're applying through IDP or any of the other agencies for student visa, just connect with them about scholarships, and there must be scholarships because universities directly give funds to these agencies. So you can connect with them, just make sure, double check and ask them. The mistake I did was I didn't double check with them. So especially check out. Have you faced any experience regarding this or any of your friends?
Actually, I think another thing is you should check some information by yourself, because I knew that I can apply for this scholarship on a Chinese social media platform. Actually, my agency didn't tell that to me as well, but I checked that, I knew that, so I asked them, can I apply for the scholarship or maybe the study grant? And they said, okay, but you need to wait for a while, because I actually applied for Monash University very early, maybe in June or May or April, I forgot. And then after a few months, and one day they messaged me, okay, you can apply for it now. So I applied for it, and after 1 week I got it. So my agency didn't tell me about this as well, but I checked some information, so I asked them. But the good thing is they helped me to apply for it, and I got it.
So guys, just make sure with your agencies, if you are coming here, just make sure you are getting scholarships. What was your first experience after entering university?
Okay, my first experience is I would say it's the university in my imagination, because when I was studying China, I don't know, we have, I mean, at most universities we have vacancies, and people, especially I attended a university during COVID-19, and many people, if you're not students, you can't enter our campus. But in Australia and Monash University is very free. Everyone can come, and you got classmates from all over the world, and you can make friends with them. And the weather is good in Australia. I remember the first time I came here, it was a sunny day, and it's during the O week, orientation week, so we got a lot of activities on campus. So I had fun. Yeah.
So same with me. When I entered university, it was like mix of excitement and nervousness. I was too nervous, as at that time I watched few videos about Monash, and while I was entering, I was like, oh damn, it's so big. Then I entered, I connected with students. It was like orientation week at that time, and I connected with students, made few friends there, and same friends were there in my class also. So pretty much it went with the flow till now. So everything, like before coming, I thought, how will it happen? How it gonna be? How we'll tackle everything? But if we come out of our comfort zone, the dots start connecting, and it goes with the flow, right? So yeah. Now, Subima, we'll talk about the student life here in Melbourne, and how the students can earn here, and what are the options, also where they can apply for jobs for part-time.
I think actually I've never done any part-time jobs, but
He's rich enough, yeah.
it's like I'm lazy. So, but I got some friends, and they're international students. They do some part-time jobs. So, but it depends. Some of my friends, they just work in some restaurants or maybe bubble tea shops or something like that, and to do some part-time jobs, make money. And but some of my friends, they do some internships about their majors, so they can make money. Of course, but it's not just some people, they can make money from their internship, but some people, they just want to gain experiences. They don't make money, so you should be careful, I think.
Also, there are limitations. While you are studying, you can only work around 24 hours a week. That's the limitation from the government. So for 2 weeks, it's around 48 hours. So you get around 4 to 5 hours working a day. The jobs which are here, usually my friends earn by doing Uber Eats and Uber Drive, like Uber X. So they earn by doing Uber, and some of the friends work in grocery stores like Woolies and Coles, and some work in retail shops like the clothing brands or 7-Eleven also, yeah. So this is how we can work, and the best platforms to apply for jobs according to you in Melbourne.
Kindle,
yeah,
and Seek, and
Seek.
I think
that's pretty good. Seek.
Yeah, but I think people just use them to apply for some internships.
Yeah.
But if you want to get some part-time jobs, like in some restaurants or something, you can just check some websites.
Yeah. Also, I've seen a lot of my friends, they distribute resume here. Like they get responses in shorter time, I think. And if you distribute resume, obviously you will get response in shorter time. So how, like you haven't done any jobs and part-time, but you must have your friends doing part-time jobs. How they are managing their time and schedule with uni life, also with work life?
I think I have a friend, and she's doing an internship, but of course she needs to go to school, but she already talked to her manager about that. So the solution is she can, go to the work office maybe every weekday, but as long as she has some classes to attend, she doesn't need to go to office. But of course, there's a problem. Just sometimes, actually, she doesn't have classes, but she still doesn't go to the workshop. So it's just a little bit interesting. But I think if you want to do internship or some part-time job, you should talk to your managers and so that's problem.
It pretty much helps out if you connect with, and if you do networking with your friends or the students you are living with. It pretty much helps out. Also, referrals do work here. If you think your friend is working somewhere, you can just tell him that he can refer you and you can work, right?
Sure.
Referrals do work here, so you can look out for referrals also. And pretty much about me, I'm working in a sunglasses company, and the experience is good. I applied there with the help of Seek. Also, I distributed resume. It's I started as an internship, and it's pretty much a job here. And you can go in retail stores, you can You can try on to connect with people. You can have words with the managers directly, and you get quicker response. Also, the communication cycle here, it's not that like confusing. Managers work here, like managers do the same work that you have to do, right? It's not that managers have a lot of accountability and the responsibility. It's the same most of the times. So it's easy, but not that easy at the same time for applying jobs and looking for jobs here, because Melbourne recently went through the inflation. I guess last semester I felt like, because it's literally hard to look out for jobs at some point of time. So Subima, do you think working part-time is necessary here with your studies?
I wouldn't say it's necessary because it depends whether you are rich or not. I mean, for some people, if they just want to enjoy their life, and I know some people, they don't do any part-time jobs just like me, but it's not because I'm rich, it's just because I'm lazy. Because I have many friends with how very often. But the thing is, I encourage people to do part-time jobs here. First, you can make some money because the salary in Australia is very high. And another thing is you can gain some social experiences, no matter from some, no matter from maybe shops, or you wanna work in some companies, you can gain many experiences, especially for some non-native speakers. If you wanna improve your English, you can just work in some companies or maybe shops to talk to people, and you can improve your English very fast.
Yeah, that's true, mate. Obviously, you have to improve your English first, and then you can literally work here. So, according to me, it's the same that you said. It's not that necessary. The biggest mistake that newcomers, new students do here is they literally come here, and after a week they start looking for jobs. The first thing is you have to explore the city, right? You have to experience the tourist places here, and you have to experience the food here. Literally give at least 2 months for you to experience the Melbourne as a city, and then you can look out for jobs, right? I think that's the biggest mistake that new students do here. They literally come here and look out for jobs.
Yeah, maybe, but it depends. As far as I know, some people, they have been living here for maybe a few months, then they started looking for a job during maybe winter or summer holidays.
Yeah.
So I think
it's good starting after 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, and I think if you want to directly get a job when you come here, it's not easy as well, because you have some language barriers, especially when you're forced to come to an English environment. It will be struggling for you to totally understand.
Yeah, that's true. Even we have an exam before coming here, like IELTS. You must have heard of IELTS. What's your exam like? What's the name of your exam back in China for English?
IELTS as well. I passed the IELTS as well, but it depends. You can take PTE as well.
PTE, yeah.
Yeah, but I personally I took the IELTS test and passed it, and I come here. Yeah, but it depends. If you didn't pass it, maybe you. I think the requirements. Monash requirements for IELTS is about like 6.5, but if you only get
it's 6.5. It's the range would be around 6.5 to 7.5.
It depends on your majors. But even though you didn't pass it, you can go to language school at Monash as well. Yeah, something like that.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you.
So the next question comes up is, how you manage your schedule and what you do beside your studies, and obviously you do gym. We have hit gym for one time.
True.
So like, how do you manage everything?
You mean my life, right?
Yeah.
So it's like actually, of course, studying is important, but what I want to say is, if you my personal experience is, if you don't want to apply for a PhD or something, I think just spend more time to enjoy your life here.
Yeah.
So I got many friends actually. We hang out very often, and I personally like to make friends from all over the world. I'm Chinese, but actually most of my friends are not Chinese. They're Korean, Japanese, or Indians, or people from other countries. Actually, I very enjoy the time I spend with them. So actually, of course I need to go to campus to attend classes, maybe 1 or 2 days every week. But aside from that, I just go to the gym almost like 3 or 4 times every week. And sometimes, because my friends, most of them are doing working holiday here, but they got some day off, and when they are free, we just hang out together. Maybe we go to some restaurants, go to some
cafe
bars.
hopping.
Yeah, sure. Just talk to each other and have home parties or something like that. Yeah.
When you are coming up next for hitting gym?
This night? Tonight, yeah.
Yeah, maybe, yes. So I'm pretty much inconsistent with gym, yeah. it's hard to be consistent with gym.
It depends. It depends whether you like it. For me, I've been doing bodybuilding for many years, but the problem is in Melbourne I need to cook for myself, and so I don't eat a lot. I can't eat a lot because I need to spend time to cook for myself. So I lost a lot of weight, especially I just came back to Melbourne from Europe, and I didn't go to the gym when I was in Europe. So I lost a lot of muscles. I need to gain it back.
I think you have to look out on a lot of things as a student. You have to think for your food 3 times a day, and you have to look out on your studies. You have to look out on your friends also, how you can spend time with them. So there are a lot of things you have to think before, and you have to plan out your day, literally plan out your day, because without planning it won't work. You won't be able to know where your time went. So planning is the best option. Yeah, that's all about the schedule. If you are coming here, you have to be prepared for your planning also. Now, literally, I want to ask one question: how you deal with the Australian accent? Because, bro, I'm done with it.
I think I seldom have the problems because we live in the city of Melbourne. I think Australian people here, their accent is neutral. It's not that
It's
very
neutral,
strong.
yeah.
So I think it's not a problem for me to understand them. But the problem is, in the past I traveled to the Gold Coast, Brisbane, Queensland. They have stronger accents. When I talk to them, they have very obvious, very strong Australian accent. I've never heard of when I was in Melbourne. So, but I think if you live in Melbourne or Sydney, if you study in big cities, you won't have that kind of problems. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but if you meet some people, maybe they have strong accent, just maybe ask them, could you repeat again, please? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna help you. Yeah.
I think the more you spend time here in Melbourne, you will be more comfortable with the Australian accent. When I was here in starting, I used to face like a lot of problems in Australian accent. They literally used to say, "How you going, mate? How you going?" It's like you have to be focused while listening to them. You have to be focused while talking with them. So, bro, now I want to ask, what are your takeaways after studying 1 year here in Melbourne? I know your 1 year is still left, but what are your takeaways till now?
I think new things I learned is, I think you need to be open-minded.
Open-minded.
I think because Australia is a very, multicultural country, I would say, and environment, as I said, I think the most valuable thing I learned here is you need to respect people from other countries. As you mentioned, Somanshu, maybe some people they encountered some something about racism.
Yeah.
But actually, every country has this problem. I think in India, in China, in every country, some people I think they are, they don't know a lot of things about people from other countries. So maybe they have some stereotypes, or even some of them are racist. But as long as you come to Australia, Melbourne, Sydney, I think you gotta know people from other countries if you are open-minded, and you gotta know that actually most people we are the same actually. Yeah, maybe we speak different languages, we have different skin colors or something actually, but we only have good people or bad people.
Yeah.
But actually, maybe we have some different personalities, but actually generally we are almost the same. Yeah.
As you mentioned, it's a multicultural city, and literally like from every country people are here, people are enjoying, and people literally see their future here. Now we're gonna talk about accommodation, which is the biggest problem here for new students.
Yeah.
And currently Melbourne is going with accommodation crisis. Prices are on this boom, hyped enough. So currently you are living here in Southern Cross. How about this apartment? You are loving it?
Yeah, I like it. Actually, I live in Premier Tower, which is a very famous apartment in Melbourne, and it's very good. We have very good facilities, and so yeah, it's very good. It's very famous in Melbourne, and actually in my apartment there are a lot of international students as well, and I think of course we got some people from other countries. Yeah, but generally I think it's a very good one.
So, bro, we both are living in city, and it's true that we both love busier places. So, what according to you, like people should live in city or in suburbs, and what's the difference in pricing of like the rent, and should they prefer living in city or in suburbs?
I think
In terms of Monash University, if they are in Caulfield campus, should they prefer living in nearby or in city?
I think it depends. It depends on how much money you have. Of course,
Yeah.
some and your personalities. It's like some people they want to save money. Of course, maybe they prefer to stay around campuses, no matter you're studying at Cofield or Clayton, because they are in suburb areas. So if you stay in some accommodations or apartments around there, you're gonna save a lot of money because the price is not that high. So it depends, of course, but it does say if you prefer quieter places, you can stay there as well. But as an international student, I think maybe most international students prefer to live in the CBD because you've got a lot of things to do here.
Yeah.
You've got clubs, you've got different bars, you've got like restaurants and many things to do. Actually, I have many friends. We just out and go somewhere in the CBD, even though some of them are living in suburb areas. I know some people they were living around Clayton, which is very far. But this semester or recently, they just moved to the CBD because they prefer the CBD because they can meet their friends very easily, very quickly, and they got a lot of things to do. But in the past, they still had fun in CBD. But the problem is they needed to take a train for about like 1 hour to come here, so it was not convenient. So it depends on you if you have enough money or if you wanna enjoy your real Melbourne life. I encourage you to live in the CBD. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on the students only. If they want to live in like busier places, or if they want a quiet environment, they can live in suburbs. Also, the pricing difference is pretty much around like $200 to $300 difference per week if you are living in suburbs, and if you are living in city, it would be way more expensive. Also, it depends like all on your lifestyle. You want people around you or you want a quiet environment. But especially in suburbs, like it's literally dark around 6. It's way more like inconvenient according to me because there are no grocery stores nearby.
Yeah, that's true.
But in city, you will have like literally 4 to 5 grocery stores in 1 kilometer. So that's like hassle free, and even the city is way more vibrant than suburbs because you have a lot of cafes to go out and you can have manage your social life with your studies. There are a lot of platforms where you can apply for your accommodation, like Scape. You can look out for your accommodation on Marketplace also, Facebook Marketplace. So there are many platforms you can choose on, and you can search on websites. So you just have to file an application and you'll get revert back from them within a week. Yeah.
And another thing I want to mention is you should make use of international community from your own countries. For instance,
yes.
I think for some students, if they want to get a new apartment or apply for a new accommodation, I think the easiest way is to ask their friends. Maybe you got some students, maybe they want to move to somewhere else, so they want to rent their original apartment to another person, so you can directly rent them. That's how I came here. Actually, in China, we got a social media platform which is called Workload. It became famous after TikTok. TikTok was banned in the US before. But of course, it was not banned. But in the past, just some foreigners, they knew this platform, they use it. And actually, most users are international students. I mean, the Workload. I mean, this app. So when I was looking for a new apartment, I just checked this, and even now when I want to sell something in Melbourne to maybe Chinese students, I just use it. And like half a year ago, I checked the Workload and I looked for some apartment. Some international students, Chinese students, they want to move to somewhere else, so they want to rent their original apartments to their original rooms to another person. So I inspected some rooms, and finally I chose this one. So actually, I didn't use domain or a real estate or something like that.
Yeah, estate,
because
yeah,
if you use that, of course you can use that, but I think that's
also
not that easy.
sorry to interrupt you. Students should be aware of the scams also, which are going on like the marketplace.
Yeah, that's true.
I have my friends who have gone through the scams, and they literally were the victims of the scams because what they did was they paid before inspection, and after paying, the owner was like, they just ghosted him, and they disappeared. So these are the scams which are going on in Melbourne. So you should be aware and just do inspections first. If you are coming here, or if you have any friend here, you are back in your own country, you can just say to your friend that he can do the inspection on your behalf, and literally go for inspections, then pay to the landowners, because there are a lot of scams going on. So be aware. That's all about the accommodations, and I am gonna ask you few things about China, right? So I literally think that you guys have lot like the good infrastructure in education. So why you choose to be here abroad? and to get the exposure?
Okay, so actually for I personally I prefer multicultural places because
Okay.
I want to experience the the new environment in another country.
Yeah.
So that's why I come here. I want to make friends from with people from all over the world. I want to experience another kind of life. That's why I come here. But of course, that's not the biggest reason.
Yeah.
For most of the Chinese students, generally the biggest reason is they need to get their master's degree. But the problem is in China, the competition is very, very fierce. Every year, we've got a very, very big population, just like India. And every year, if you want to get so if you want to pass the postgraduate entrance exams, you need to study very hard. And every year we got I forgot maybe 3 million people to take exams, but only I think maybe 10% or 5%. I'm not sure. Just only a few of people can pass it and get their master's degree. So the reason why most Chinese people want to study in Australia or the UK is because it's easier, to be honest. They don't need to pass the exam, and actually we only need to study English. But of course you need to study hard during your your undergraduate years, because you need to get high GPA to apply for good universities. But I think the biggest reason is we need to get a master's degree, because in China, if you want to be a white collar, you're going to do some jobs in offices. If you don't hold master's degree, that will be very, very hard for you. Yeah.
Okay. So bro, pretty much covered in this video, and I know I've asked you a lot of questions. So if you want to ask any questions about India or
so it's like, I'm curious about that because as I mentioned, in China, actually want to get our master's degree to find a job easier. That's the reason why we come here. We come to Australia. So what's the reason for Indian people?
So bro, according to me, there are few reasons why Indian people are coming here. People are coming here because they think that they can earn well here. Because back in India, our corporate life is pretty much sucked up. You have to work literally for 8 to 10 hours a day, and maybe you have to do like overtime, and you won't be paid for that.
Yeah, almost the same in China.
Yeah, it's same, and for like you get salaries every month, and they are minimal. What people earn here in 2 weeks, you earn there in a month.
Yeah.
And you have to literally work for like 8 to 10 hours. Usually people come, another reason can be work-life balance, right? Here in Melbourne, you literally have to work for 5 to 6 hours a day, and then you can manage your life well. You can spend time with your family. And another reason can be for corporate jobs, you need a master's degree.
Yeah, okay.
Right, and it's compulsory these days, because that's the level of standard which has been maintained in India. And if you want to get a job, you have to show up a master's degree. That can be a reason. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, mate. Thank you, and hope this video is helpful for the students who are watching this. And if you guys have any questions, you can just text us. I'll just attach Subima's Instagram account also. So you guys can text him or me. If this is helpful, just show up some love in comment section. Do like and subscribe. And if it's helpful, we're gonna be there with the second video.
Yeah, sure.
On a special topic. And our ultimate motto is the students who are planning to come here in Melbourne, so that you guys won't make any mistakes coming here. So that's all about the student life. If you have more questions, you can just mention here. We're gonna talk about that maybe in our next podcast. So that's all, bro.
Thank you, bro.
See you, bro. Thank you for the video, and hopefully this is gonna be helpful.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, mate.
Bye.